times his girlfriend came across a needle and soon she did the same. At home there are 17-year-old boys and their idea of fun is being in a gang called the Disciples High on Crack, toting a machine gun.
What's going on? It's the War on Reality report, and reality is getting more and more hard to figure out. My name is Billy Ray Valentine. It's America Unplugged. I'm here with Tony Arterburn. Tony, say what's up to the people. They can't see you, but they want to hear your voice. Tell them what's up.
I'm here. I'm just disembodied right now. I'm in another dimension, speaking to you from somewhere between the ether and Branson, Missouri. So good.
I'm very upset at you. You're always doing cool things and leaving me out. How do you go to another dimension and leave me here with this this reality that I have to deal with? I'd like to be in another dimension. Is it better over there?
No. Over in this dimension, we've already toppled Venezuela, and we're bogged down in a quagmire of our own. MAGA's cheering it on though, as the peak fluoride grips the nation.
The peak fluoride dimension. That's where Tony ended up with.
I messed up. I took a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
In Tufalo, Mississippi.
Tufalo.
Mr. Don Jeffries is on his way. He's going to be here. He's busy picking up his dog from the vet. But he's going to be here. And we had audio visual problems here. You know, as usual, the audio visual department at America Unplugged dropping the ball left and right. But hey, we're here now. What's up to everybody in the chat? What's up to everybody on X, on Tony's X, my X, on Don's X? Are we on Don's YouTube channel?
We're on Don's YouTube and my YouTube, which is a happening place. So you go to at Tony Arterburn, catch it before it's banned.
Only the cool kids hang out.
Only the cool kids. I think once I reach 100 followers, they'll terminate me.
Well, let me go over there and be 99.
Please.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Are we on Rumble?
We're on Rumble.
We're on Rumble as well. What's up to everybody over there? So no shortage of things to talk about. I do want to talk about Venezuela, which you mentioned earlier. I remember during the 2016-2020 regime, Trump, people were going around saying, no new wars. He didn't start any new wars. He didn't start any new wars. And I was screaming about Venezuela. I'm like, how could we just forget this? But this has been on the agenda for the ruling class, not just the Donald Trump, for quite some time. They've had a hard on for Venezuela and Hugo Chavez, and of course Nicolas Maduro by default. So I do want to talk about
Juan
that.
Guaido is my guy, man.
That's our guy, bro.
It's our guy.
Yeah,
we got to get him in there.
I wanted him in so bad, just like Donald Trump did. Pause. Anyway, so we will talk about that. Very interesting, the circumstances around that boat. And they claim it was a Tren de Aragua terrorist, that, everybody's designated a terrorist now. Stephen Miller went ahead and called the Democrats, an outlaw group that needs to be dealt with. So it's very dangerous language used. We are in a dangerous place where we need to take up for the rights of even people we disagree with here in this country, because eventually it's gonna come back to us. We can't let that type of rhetoric stand. Regardless, I do want to talk about Venezuela at some point throughout the broadcast, but there's more. Mike Johnson, whom I can't stand. There are a lot of very boorish people in this administration, Tony, and I think Stephen Miller leads the pack as the ultimate reptilian, fork-tongued, slimy, disastrous person. Laura Loomer is also up there. I mean, they're neck and neck fighting each other for the top position. But the Speaker of the House is a horrible, horrible, horrible person, in my opinion. He's a Not for me to go around judging Christianity, but he doesn't seem very Christian-like to me. Woefully misinformed. Anyway, he went ahead and said that Trump was an FBI informant. Did you see this?
Yes, I did.
You're laughing. I wish we could see the expression on your face. Tell me what's up. What did you think about that?
Well, I mean, on a long enough timeline, a lot of stuff slips out because you're probably read into what are the select committees and subcommittees and intelligence and briefings. And, he got his inside information mixed up with his outside information. And, that he's clearly a puppet. I mean, Mike Johnson is a construct. He's a great representation of a dying demographic, of something that is on the way out. Like, he reminds me of the 1920s and in the 1930s, and you had like the silent movies, and then they came out with the talkies, and so
Right.
they had it went from the silent movie star to a different kind of movie. So he's like an old he's like the last of the throwbacks of the neocon uh, faux right. I say faux, kind of like faux news or Fox News. He's like the old regime, the Bush era, Cheney era, cookie cutter, warmongering, evangelical, bloodthirsty Israeli firster. That's what he is.
Absolutely.
And it has nothing to do with like fiscal conservatism, or it has nothing to do with liberty, has nothing to do with even the major tenets of something like the Heritage Foundation. These people are hideous. You don't understand. I mean, I know these folks. I know from running for Congress. I know about the Republican Party. I know about them, and they're raison d'etre. Their reason for being is ultimately Machiavellian power and war, and it has nothing to do. He'll hide behind evangelicalism. He'll hide behind a so-called Christianity, but it's really about an end of the world industrial complex, Armageddon style, a psychopathic view. So Mike Johnson is some of the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
He looks harmless on the outside, but that's actually a very dangerous person because he'll fool you. And I think I've been trying to say that for years and sum it up to people. But we're still not there yet. We haven't reached total awareness, and unfortunately, that's where we are in the country. And the populist uprising, if you want to just call it that, the revolt that's happened over the past 10 years, where I think people are finally heard what they wanted to hear, truly, that animated them, and then that gave you MAGA. Unfortunately, that's what comes along with it, is things like Mike Johnson. And so he let slip something that I think makes total sense. I mean, all these people are insiders, and there's we started out the show joking about Venezuela, Billy, but it is absolutely disastrous what's happening right now in foreign policy. I mean, it's inexcusable. I'm looking at the front page of antiwar.com right now, and the actual title of the top article is Trump says we've lost India and Russia to China.
Fucking idiot.
How do you do that?
What a fucking idiot, bro. This
you only get there through seriously crazy actions, like all caps tweets, unconditional surrender about the Iran-Israel conflict, which was none of our business, by the way. And then you tell the people of Tehran to evacuate. This is unprecedented territory. And then you waffle back and forth. And then, the whole thing with Zelensky you're dressing him down, you're building him up. We look schizophrenic.
We do. But Tony, let me put this out there, and I want your thoughts on this, and then I want you to comment. Let's flesh this out completely, and then I want you to comment on what Twisted Head is asking you. I think, of course, this is all ridiculous, and we've blown this in 6 months, or he's blown this in 6 months, and to the point that we are now that he's acknowledging that we've lost some of these countries. But I would take it a step further. Why would his ass even say that shit out loud? You understand? Like what I mean, I would refrain from even saying that. This is acknowledgement for the rest of the world.
No, well,
Go ahead.
okay. The actual quote is, looks like we've lost India and Russia to deepest, darkest China. May they have a long and prosperous future together! Exclamation point.
A dumbass, bro. Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, do you not have a problem with that? With him even putting out that statement? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I would have. There's better ways to go about this.
There's no strategy in this at all other than ego, and ego looks really bad on the world. Like when you're president, it's funny. There's a scene in my favorite movie, Oliver Stone's Nixon, and he's it's his second term or coming up on his second term, and one of his original donors, which is supposed to be the Hunt family. He's talking to Larry Hagman, who used to play JR on Dallas, and he gets to the end and he goes, "My God," he goes, "Are you threatening me, Dick?" And Nixon says, "Oh, presidents don't threaten, Jack. They don't have to." So it's like he already knew, like he assumed the office was big enough,
right?
But apparently, I mean, this is just. There's no strategy here. I mean, if I had any inkling at all of an analysis that we're trying to do something, I would tell you. I don't see. We have lost so much ground. It's embarrassing, and I study geopolitics. I'm a novice. I'm an amateur. I mean, I lived through some foreign policy, and I've been fascinated with it since I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I can't believe what we've lost. How do you lose Russia? That was the easy gambit. That's an easy deal. You didn't have to do that. I mean, Biden was botched that so bad, and then we botched it worse. Or this regime did. I say we. Don't.
I know what you mean.
Don't tie my
right.
Don't put my name next to this stuff. It's ridiculous. It's stupid.
Me neither. I want to go to Tony Arterburn's dimension right now. I want to say what's up to Ashley. What's going on? She's watching on Rumble. Go subscribe to that channel. We don't do the best job at promoting that ever since we lost Rockfin, where the bulk of our subscribers were. We've shifted over to a lot of different platforms, and Rumble is one of them. I mean, that channel's been there for some time.
I mean, I'm banned by band.video, and then I got Rockfin.
Right. Well,
how does this happen?
It's an honor to get banned by band.video. I'd love it.
I'm banned on band.video.
I'd put that on my resume if I were you. Banned by the place that bans no one, according to them. Let's ask Owen Schroyer about that.
Yes, I got memory hold, and so did. Well, I assume my friend Owen will be memory hold off the platform as well. But he's going on to bigger and better things. I talked to Owen this week.
It's an opportunity. I think Owen has a lot of work to do. I think Owen needs to separate himself from this bullshit. Owen was talking some nonsense about a week ago on that show, and I was like, "What the hell is he talking about?" He really, I think he has a lot of growing to do. As he's an excellent broadcaster, but he has a lot of growing to do. I very much disagree with a lot of the stuff he has to say. But if there is any truth to him taking off because Alex was putting the screws to him on Trump, and I really don't know what his views on Trump are at this point. Maybe there's, because I don't listen to InfoWars religiously. From time to time, I listen to him and he's saying something I don't agree with, but maybe he's turned the corner on Trump and Alex didn't like that and he left as a result. Good for you, Owen. That shows some spine. It shows that you're an honorable person at the very least, if that is true. So let's see it. I hope to see bigger and better things from Owen. That being said, Tony, I'm not very optimistic. Twisted wants to know your take here on Gavin Newsom, who right now, very early on, seems to be who's here? Is somebody here? I thought I saw somebody. No, I didn't see anybody. Who seems to be the front runner or the leader of the Democratic Party right now? There's years left for the election, but he seems to be the one that has figured out how to push back in a way that people resonate with. What do you think of what Gavin Newsom has been doing?
Well, he's been on the podcast circuit a ton, trying to reform his French Laundry image. This guy was a tyrant. Keeping people locked down and double standards, the hypocrisy of this guy, and he's an agent of the coming out of the ties with the Pelosi family and get the Getty family of Getty Oil. Um, he's a deep state guy. He's part one of the I think outcroppings of the power structure, the hidden hand in so many ways. So plus he looks like American Psycho and acts like him. So I think, yeah, he'd be great. Let's get him in there. I mean, if Abbott, Abbott is such an absolute disappointment. I remember when I was running for Congress, Abbott was running. I got a great picture of me and Greg Abbott, and we're having this discussion about. I think this was 2013, and we were talking about some Texas stuff, Texas politics, and I was telling him why I was running. But at the time, I went to a barbecue and I ran into Tom Pauken. Now, Tom Pauken, if you read any of the old school like Paleo Con, like power structure guys, like he was he was head of the Young Republicans in 1968 in the United States. Like he was. A very influential GOPer, friends with Pat Buchanan. He's mentioned some of Buchanan's work, and I'd read about Tom, and he ran for different offices off and on, and then eventually, I think he ran for Senate. But he's very influential, but a real good guy. Like I mean, solid principle, not a warmonger. Very much is the old style Russell Kirk type conservatism, which I adhere to. And I remember talking to Tom Pauken, and he said, because Abbott was running at the same time, running he was going from attorney general to running for governor, and Tom looked at me and said, "This guy is neocon, Karl Rove, Bush, all the way. He's already got like 60. He had like seed raised like $60 million at the time, and Tom was running for governor, but he had to bow out because there's no money for a real human, you know." And Greg Abbott's an absolute discipline on his watch. I mean, he he's overseen some economic growth, but I think the decay of the internal societal structure of Texas. I mean, we're under so much assault, plus the lockdowns and everything else. He's done nothing about illegal immigration except bust people up to Martha's Vineyard and little stunts like that. The guy is absolutely useless.
What
So
a piece of filth.
yeah, I mean, so the people get confused. Like, obviously, I don't want either one of the guys, but if you ask me who's better for the problem, when you put somebody fake in place of if there's, because at least with Gavin Newsom, you know exactly what he is. Okay, he's a globalist left winger with really no principles at all. That just is going to carry that out, and fine, like I like those terms. You tell me who you are. With Greg Abbott, you get a lot of things that aren't, like he's going to tell you things like, and then I guess we get what we deserve at some level, though. Like if you look at Texas politics, it's sad because a lot of people with good intentions think Greg Abbott's a good guy, and he's absolutely not.
All right. Don Jeffries is here. By the way, I hope that answers your question. Any more questions for Tony today? We will take them. That way you don't have to see the expression on his face when he thinks in disgust of what you had to say. He will answer them regardless. I'm kidding, by the way. But Don Jeffries is here, the legendary. Tell the people what's up, sir. Thank you for joining us. How are you?
No, sorry, I was late. I have it wasn't my dog didn't go to the vet. My dog is a spoiled diva, so she went for a spa day, and so now she looks even more beautiful than ever. So all of Riley's fans out there, so that's what she was, and that's what we do. Unfortunately, we tend to indulge, the dog. But yeah, what you guys were talking about, but certainly Tony was speaking my language, and that's why a lot of people think I criticize the rate, and because I don't spend much time criticizing the left because I think they're mostly demonic and crazy. But what's the point? It's I said we know what they are, but when you look at this thing, I don't know if you talked about these Epstein women the other day. I mean, it was just shocking to hear. I mean, I think it was 216 Republicans in the House or whatever, something like that, and they've only gotten 4 Republicans, 4, to vote for discharging the Epstein files, and every Democrat. So I was looking, I think Ayanna Pressley, the one with the shaved head, and this woman is, to me, is pure evil, but she sounded exactly right talking about the Epstein victims, and all of them are. It's like, what are the Republicans doing? And this is anybody that thinks they're the answer. They have lost with hope. They've lost innumerable support over this because this is ridiculous. And if you look back at just a few months ago, Donald Trump Jr. was talking in speeches and tweeting up a storm about, one list my father's not on is the Epstein list. That needs to be released so we know, we know what's going on there. And now they're pretending that it didn't. And then if you saw that trick, I think he probably did it. I don't know, but during the press conference outside, there was a really loud flyover.
Yeah.
And people claim Trump staged that on purpose. Like, I mean, I can see him doing that, but who does he think is gonna support him going against underage victims of Epstein? This is just mind-boggling to me. And again, if that's why I continue to claim he's an actor, because it looks to me as if the script is turned where he's now like Snidely Whiplash. He's trying to look as guilty as possible. Because what other possible reason would he have to call the list a hoax? I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene called him out on it and said this and a lot of the women up there said they voted for him. And so I don't understand. I don't know what you guys were talking about before, but I just find this even for this, it's because it's a variation on the way he's acted since he's been in office, because he's generally talked a good game, and now he's not even doing that. Now he's just coming right out and you said up in there promised to be a peacemaker price. And they say what was about the ship in Venezuela that he just blew up? He killed 11 people, and he said, well, you could say that about anything. They were bringing drugs. Like what? What? This guy, it's amazing. So maybe he's just going to start blowing stuff up instead of deporting. I don't know, but I don't know what he's doing at this point. You can't support him on anything. He's losing support, but I don't want to hear anything. And I admit I'm smitten with Anna Paulina Luna, who talks a lot about the Epstein list, but she hasn't voted. She's not one of the 4, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Massey and a couple others, but a lot of these guys, Paul Gosar, and Tony knows more about these guys, and that sound good, I thought, on most issues. How can they possibly justify this? Chip Roy, people,
they're full of shit.
Yeah, they are. I mean, are they even attempting to justify it? Because as I understand, Massey held up a something that was released because of Mike Johnson. Somebody, I think it's Piper Fogel. Somebody called him Harry Potter. Whatever he is, he's pretty pathetic. But they released something, and he held it up and said it was the flight logs, and every name was redacted. That's what the CIA does. I mean, if you want to look guilty, this is what you're doing. But the idea that the Republicans, talk about the stupid party, has taken an issue that should have been theirs. They were the ones that was right winger, and I'll be writing about it on Substack. I was a little disturbed at the tone of some of the women talking. I don't know what was going on, but it didn't quite strike me right. And one of them was actually lashed out at conspiracy theorists. I'm sorry, acid went for conspiracy theorists, and you went after them. What do you think kept this story alive? And when I heard that, I said, okay, what are we going on here? And then one of the lawyers threw the limited hangout out while saying, this guy, Jeffrey Epstein, who's, he's a creep, he's a scumbag, all the, things they would say about him. And then he denied us justice by killing himself. So you think he killed himself too? The victim's lawyer thinks he killed himself, really? So it's the whole mess is, I don't know. Like I said, it's like sports with me. I don't know why I pay any attention to it. I don't know why I pay attention to politics. because it's right there in front of you how bad it is. And there's nothing. You're not going to find one name on this list that has any. They might find an aide to somebody somewhere they want to throw under the bus, but they're not going to. And the victims themselves, they refuse to name their names. So, well, we got our own list we're going to put out. Maybe they'll charge for it. Maybe they'll all get on the grift too, because there's been a lot of grifting going on here. So maybe that'll be it. Get your copy of the Epstein list for 1990. The FBI has no interest in it, but I don't know. That's what's been on my mind, and I just find at this point I don't know what. And again, Trump may be dead. Who knows? I don't. They claim that he's been replaced by a clone. He's wearing a catheter. His depends stink. You know, I don't know. I guess he's not having an affair with Laura Loomer anymore. I don't know what's going on with him. But if you look at this, we have become a laughing stock of the world. And before you could be
that's beautiful. That's beautiful, Don. That is beautiful. Say that again for the people one more time.
We become the laughing stock of the world. There's no question.
Repeat it one more time, Don. One more time.
The laughing stock of the world. Unbelievable. As Trump says every other word. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, you
don't say don't if you say it 3 times, Laura Loomer appears. So don't do that, okay? Don't say it. Don't say it a 3rd time.
No, no, Laura Loomer. Good Lord, there's only but so much I can take. Okay, fantastic. I mean, it's absolutely true. That's what's happened. That's what is happening. That's what will continue to happen. That's why tourism is down as much as it is in this country. Nobody wants to come here, right? That's why our alliances are breaking up. All of this stuff, regardless, right? Let's talk about Venezuela real quick. We can keep talking about Epstein, actually. But let's do Venezuela, and then we'll go back to Epstein. So I pulled up this article. It says, this was in July. Trump promised to be the peacemaker president, but he's launched nearly as many. At this point, there's more strikes in 5 months than Joe Biden did in 4 years. 4 years, but nobody cares about that because, Republicans largely, and I want to say MAGA. I don't want to say Republicans, right? But they surveyed people as Republicans, but 47% don't care if Trump is named in the Epstein files. They'll back him anyway. They don't care if he did all, what he's been accused of doing and what all these people have been accused of doing with Jeffrey Epstein to minors. They don't care. What kind of people are we dealing with? He said once that he could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and nobody would give a shit. I guess he was right? 47% of people don't care about that. So, I mean, nobody cares that he's launching all these or continuing wars, starting new wars, bombed Iran. Well, some people did care. I want to say big shouts to Marjorie Taylor Greene for doing what she's doing. I still don't agree with you, and I find it very detestable, but big shout. What were you saying?
There was a great title to an article up yesterday saying that Marjorie Taylor Greene was the canary in the MAGA coal mine. And I think they're right. This has been happening. By the way, we hit Iran on June 22nd, the anniversary of Operation Barbarossa, which was when the Nazis invaded the Soviet Union. I don't know why anybody picked that date. It's kind of it's a huge display of ignorance of history if they did. Anyway, that was what was the name of the operation where we hit Iran, Donnie? Was it something like Vigilant Hammer or something ridiculous?
Yeah, that sounds right. They have these creative names for things. But what was the name of the one where they shot the Iranian airliner out of the sky and claimed they didn't do it? I remember that one.
Oh yes. Well, my point of that was that we ever since then. This has been a cascading series of events that that was followed. The strike on Iran, which was a huge betrayal of what MAGA supposedly stood for, and then the Epstein denial and the memory holding of that, and then they tried to reverse course by rolling out Russiagate again, and it went nowhere as predicted on this show. It meant nothing. And it's flailing. And now the foreign policies completely fell apart. There's no strategy at all here. And we're going to start a war with the cartels, which we should have already. By the way, you want to do a war with the cartels? Just decriminalize everything. All the profit will die. You can just go back to being a free country again. We can get out of we can get out of the prison for profit system. 25% of the world's prisoners and 5% of the world's population. You know, maybe we shouldn't do that. That'd be a good way to start.
Listen. So they've gone over the Trump regime has sent submarines and aircraft carriers and all sorts of things down to Venezuela, right? Nothing to see here. Don't worry about it. No problem. No problem. There was a little boat that came around, sitting apparently 11 people, and they blew it up. No, it's not funny. I'm just saying the explanation around this is funny. It's not funny that those people died. They are saying that it was Tren de Aragua gangsters that were bringing drugs to the United States, and that would have been physically impossible, apparently, because it would take at least, they would have to refuel that little boat at least 5 times to get to the United States. Apparently, they were going to Trinidad. Maybe is the story that maybe that was happening, and they may have not been Tren de Aragua at all. They might just have been migrants that were blown up. I don't know why the administration would do something like that, but they're not above anything. The thing is, we've been provided no proof. They've said what they've said, and they've given us no proof to back up what they're saying. And we need to demand some type of proof, even though anything that comes out of this administration is, weak at best, right? If we ever do get the Epstein files, are we going to believe what's on them at this point? After all that was said, that they were taking Trump's name out of it, and these are official people talking about it now. They're talking about, I forget who it was. They caught some dude. I'll play this on my show. Maybe I'll play it today if I can find it. They caught some dude in the administration saying that they moved Ghislaine Maxwell over because they wanted to keep her shut. And it's like, was it Project Veritas? Well, the former
Project.
I think it was Project Veritas. Actually, go ahead.
They claimed that they were just
James O'Keefe, right?
Republican names and putting Democratic names on it. What? And aren't you supposed to be the good guys? So usually Project Veritas catches the left undercover. Now they're catching this. Where this is a joke.
It's crazy.
Your pedophile is better than your pedophile. It's ridiculous.
Right. We're talking about two different things, actually. But I know the James O'Keefe situation also, which is really interesting. Not that I believe anything that James O'Keefe puts out personally. So who knows? Regardless, like that's where we are. That's what's going on. This was sent to me by John Brissom just now. And it's real. Well, at least I think it is. I asked because I couldn't believe this personally, and I asked him, I'm like, is this real? And he sent me the link to JD Vance's post. You guys can go verify it for yourself. JD Vance, killing cartel members who poison our fellow citizens is the highest and best use of our military. This guy Brian responds, killing the citizens of another nation who are civilians without any due process is called a war crime. JD Vance, I don't give a shit what it's called. Like we've gotten to a point where I'm seeing these things and I don't know whether or not to believe them. Like who would say something like that out in the open? They're trying to drag us into a war with Venezuela. They're trying to provoke Venezuela to do something.
What did Venezuela do to Israel? I mean, we don't go to war.
Venezuela has a ton of oil. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I know they want to get rid of. I mean, he's using the terrorist thing, the immigration issue, like Tren de Aragua is coming over here and they're filling the streets with drugs and causing terror throughout the United States. While a percentage of that might be true, it's not what they're making it out to be. But they're using it as a pretext for war. So they're going down there and they're doing this to get what it is they want. Oil is probably definitely a part of it. And then they want to provoke a reaction from Venezuela in order for Trump to fully justify a full-scale invasion of that country. Because that's what will happen. Be like, oh, Venezuela shot at whatever, we're moving in.
You know, there's deeper layers to this, I believe. And really, I mean, it is energy and it's oil and it's the Monroe, it's history of the Monroe Doctrine. It's the hemispheric foreign policy layout and strategic setup for the empire. That's really what you're talking about. And Venezuela has ties to Iran, ties to Russia, ties to China because of their petroleum exports. And so this is another layer on the geopolitical chessboard. It has nothing to do with democracy or regime change
No.
or whatever.
Well,
It has something to do with
regime
regime.
change, yes.
It has something. What I meant, it's
Yeah.
not in the sense that what you're going to hear. It has nothing to do with cartels.
Right.
It has everything to do with energy and the preparations on the table for. I mean, the empire is flailing, so it would make sense that you would want as many opportunities to grab up energy if you needed it, if you were in a hot war. People don't realize that what a big deal. Like we've pushed Russia in completely into the sphere of China. We've dismantled everything that happened since 1972 with the opening of China that Richard Nixon and Henry Kissinger did, which created a system called détente and eventually the end of the Cold War. Like we've completely reversed that cycle and pushed Russia right back into the sphere of China that's been built up. And you have Kim Jong Un and Xi Jinping and Putin walking in that trifecta of antagonists to the United States. And then that was another time.
The new world order, Tony. It's the new world order.
Well, like Joe Biden said, there's going to be a new world order out there.
This is it. It's the new world order. And it doesn't include us. It doesn't include the United States of America. Just saying. I mean, it's out there for everybody to see at this point.
Well, I wonder how many of the 70, 80 million people that voted for Trump. Again, I recall, taking Venezuela by force to be an issue. I don't remember that. That must have been something that he came up with later. I guess he's abandoned Greenland and he's abandoned the Panama Canal and he's decided to go after Venezuela. I mean, this is and this guy still once in a while will talk about our senseless wars. He ran on everything contrary to this. And it's so disillusioning because you talk about talking the talk and not walking the walk. At least the first term, he didn't do anything really. He just tweeted all the time. I mean, I wish we'd get that Trump back. He was a lot more fun.
I would take that.
Yeah, but I mean, with this now and I don't know how much he does, but he's blustering, he's threatening to do things, blowing up a ship with 11 people. Obviously, he's crossing the line, but this may be his way of handling the immigration problem, just to blow people up and just to claim they were cartels. I mean, cartels has kind of become another word for terrorists, just like they use Hamas. And this is terrible because this is no different than what we see on the left that wants to cancel people for supposedly being racist or transphobic or something. It's the exact same thing. They're trying to cancel people because they come from a place where there are cartels, and I don't even know what these cartels are. In my view, I would imagine our intelligence agencies probably work with them. They certainly work to get the crack cocaine into the cities, as Gary Wheat found out. So this is all bullshit, and it's just nobody voted for this. I mean, I don't know how he has any support left. I don't know, because he's not throwing anything out there. He's not giving you anything in return. He's not saying, okay, I'm doing all this and we're going to invade Venezuela, but we're bringing home, 200,000 troops from all these crazy countries, 150 countries that don't belong there. He's not giving you anything. He's not launching an infrastructure program. It's just the same. He's starting, he's taken over DC, which you could make an argument at least for that because they were under federal control until Home Rule in 1973. But to now say, well, I'm going to take Chicago, I'm going to take all these other cities. I mean, this is over. Even though I can't stand the people that run those places, and they are probably, if they win, maybe there'd be fewer murders. But you can't allow that. That's a slippery slope, and that's the last thing a party of supposedly smaller government should be wanting to do.
I'll take that, Don. I'll take that. I will take that compromise, man. I agree with you there. There needs to be a hard stop on this. That's not saying that there's not a problem. there is a problem. There's different ways of handling that problem. There needs to be a hard stop on what's going on here. And if you still support this at this point, there's something seriously wrong with you. Either you're seriously mentally disturbed, you have truth derangement syndrome, or you're full of hate. It's one of the freaking two. I don't get it anymore. Tone, it's almost 1 o'clock. I know we started late, but I know everybody has commitments. Do we go an extra 15?
I won't be able to. I can stay on and mute myself, but I'll have to open up the shop.
We're going home. If you're not gonna be here, we're gonna go home. I got stuff to do too. But if you were willing to do it, I'd be willing to do it.
I'm usually willing, but I'm running the shop in Branson to give my crew a day off.
Like, so. You don't need to give any excuses. We absolutely understand. Everybody understands what you do. I want to give a big shout to Ashley, the Knights of the Storm, Jason. What's going on over there? Karen Carpenter. They're coming on at 2 p.m. I'm assuming. I think it's 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go watch them do their thing. Angry Tiger, what's going on? Guard Goldsmith, how are you, sir? He wasn't feeling so well. What's up with him? Wayne McCroy, Twisted in the chat. What is going on? How are you? Piper, what is going on? Good to see you. Chris Buckham is here again. How are you, sir? Jackson is here. What's up, Jackson? How are you? White Wolf, what's going on? Good to see you. Let me see anybody else that Rocky USA. What's going on, Rock? Stephen A. Swan, what's going on? How are you? There was one other guy I wanted to get in here Kenny Powers. What's up, Kenny? How are you? Good to see you here. And everybody else there's a bunch of repeats over here that I see. John Bastiglione, how are you? Anybody that I missed, I'm sorry. We're gonna get out of here. Thank you for everybody that's watching over on Rumble. Go over there and subscribe. Go to subscribe to Tony Arterburn's YouTube channel. What's the name of the YouTube channel, Tony?
Just at Tony Arterburn.
Tony Arterburn. Go check it.
Go see it before it's disappeared.
Right. That's where the cool kids are hanging out. So go do that. Don, what's up? Tell them what's up.
Please subscribe to me on Substack, Donald Jeffries at Substack.com. I protest just like my show. It's the only place I'm not being shouted about. If you watched the show yesterday and I protest, luckily I know how to do that now. I had to take that show down immediately because we had a guy talking about curing cancer naturally, and that's not allowed on YouTube. Stop. Actually, I'm going to take this thing down now. I guess I shouldn't have mentioned it. But, so, please, my Rumble channels, I said this before, obviously subscribe to America Unplugged Rumble channel, but subscribe to mine too. I think it's under Author Jeffries because I'm putting some of my videos over there, some of my shows. Like I put the show from yesterday, if you missed it, over my Rumble channel. I need subscribers there because people tell me you need to transition to Rumble. I do, but I need people to come with me. So, let's see some more numbers over there. And
if you build it, they will come.
Exactly. That's right. So people can support me by subscribing to my Substack.
And you know what I want to see from we never ask anything of anybody in the chat historically through this show that we've been doing. But what I do want to see is people have been asking to talk to Don. If Don starts dropping that link to StreamYard,
yes,
click on it and talk to Don. Right? Don't just sit there and talk to yourselves. Right? If he drops that link wherever he drops it, please click on it and talk to him during the course of his show.
Yeah, you guys again just have to Tony or whoever, you just have to send me the link because right now
I'll show you how to do it. It's like it takes 2 seconds. It's not a
okay.
thing.
Yeah,
don't worry about
that'd be great. Yeah.
Right. My name is Billy Ray Valentine. Tony, do you have anything else to plug? Sorry.
No, just my website, arterburn.gold. Go follow me there. Subscribe. I got a newsletter coming out.
All right, beautiful. My name is Billy Ray Valentine. Catch me 7 p.m. Eastern every Sunday. The Guerrilla Underground. I should go live this Sunday, but it's a special day for the family, so I don't know if I'll be back in time, but I'm definitely going to try. But if not, I have a guest next week, so I will be on for sure, Lord willing, next week. But I plan on being on this week as well. So tune in to the Guerrilla Underground on Ground Zero Plus on my X. What's up to everybody on my X? We got 150 strong on my X alone. What's up to you guys? I appreciate you. Thank you for showing up. Everybody on Don Jeffries X and everybody on Don Jeffries YouTube channel. Listen, Don's YouTube channel is not guaranteed to be there from one moment to the next. It's just not. Go over to Rumble and subscribe or follow him on Substack also so you can stay up to date on what he's doing. Tony Arterburn, go sign up to his YouTube channel. the America Unplugged Rumble channel also. And thank you everybody for being where you are, doing what you do. Keep your eyes open, keep your ears open. For those that have eyes to see and ears to hear, shouts to you. We appreciate you. We're getting up out of here. Let's play something dope. What do you want? What do you want? Actually, you know what? Tony's on YouTube, so we're not gonna play anything dope. Those days are over, Don.
You can play something that isn't copywritten.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Or we could all sing. We could do a barbershop. We could do not a quartet because we're missing one. Maybe we could add somebody from the chat. We'll sing our way out.
So let's have Ashley on the show if she wants to come on, and I know, and Karen, let's have them. They can come on together or separately. The invitation has been extended. You guys tell me when you want to come on, and we can make it happen. That would be cool, and we can do barbershop quartet that way. But there's 3 of us. Well, I mean, we need a woman, to hit the high notes. I can't do that shit. Anyway, Tone, what's up?
I think that's a great idea.
All right, beautiful.
Everybody has a role. I don't know. We've got to figure out what Don will have Don do a solo,
right?
In soprano, and I got to see that.
Right, fantastic. Twisted is also invited. Twisted is freaking next level Babylonian mystery schools, tapped into the Akashic records, the whole deal. He's got trust me. Well, maybe on my side of the issues, but he also sides with Tony quite a bit. He loves Tony Arterburn. So I would love to have him on at some point too. All right, let's get up out of here. Have an excellent weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate you. Catch me tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, Lord willing. If I'm not, I'll send out a message before that. But definitely the following week, I got a guest for you. We're gonna have some fun. All right, take it easy now. Hum yourselves out. Burn the place down. It's already burning anyway. And let's hope Tony gets back safe from the fluoride dimension.
Yeah, pull it. Just we're closing out. Just pull it.
Pull it.
And okay.
Pull it, baby. Pull it.